YOLO amazing people of YouTube. I'm gonna tell you guys this funny story of how I got a camera red light ticket and how it turned into $10,000 bail. Okay? All over the stupid fucking judge, man. So this is around the time where 90% of the camera red lights are gone. There's only like a handful of places they still exist. One of which was in Beverly Hills, of which I happened to run through, right? And mind you, I've been to traffic court at least 50 times. 50 times is like a undershoot, man. I've had at least 50 tickets, okay? I've gone to court at least maybe 100, 200 times. And that's not even an exaggeration, literally. I'm talking about to the point where I knew the judges by name. I knew the bailiffs by name. I knew if I saw this judge, I was screwed. If I talked to this bailiff, shit wasn't gonna get done. If I went to this courthouse, it was gonna be fucked up. It was like, I knew it all, dude. Like, these people fucking knew me. To the point, like, if I went to court in Van Nuys for infractions, the bailiff knew me by my name and last name. Oh, what's up? It's you again. Hey, welcome back. Like, what can I do for you? Like, to that point, right? Now, I know for this red light ticket, I don't even have to fucking show up, right? Because it's a red light ticket. You're not promising to appear to that motherfucker. It's a third-hand fucking company that's not even government taking these photos. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole bunch of fuckery going on in regards to these tickets, but my record's clean at this point in time, so I decided to go any fucking way, man, which was a mistake on my side. So it was the weirdest thing. So it's the first time I got a ticket in Beverly Hills. So, and the way that works is you got to go to court in West Hollywood. You go, you see the judge, and then you plead guilty or not guilty. And I obviously am going to plead not fucking guilty, because that's what you always fucking do. And then after which I go to, they tell me, look, when you go for your case, you are no longer coming to this courtroom. You are no longer coming to West Hollywood. You have to go to Santa Monica, like the beach, and go to court over there. And they gave us a paper with an address, of which I immediately threw away. And I immediately completely forgot about this shit. So usually what I would do is I would just do a failure to appear, tell them, make some bullshit excuse up. And in this case, what I was going to do is just tell them, hey, I went to the wrong courthouse. Sorry, I missed it. Keep extending this motherfucker until, it's so far down the line, it doesn't even fucking matter. So the date actually came for me to go to this ticket. And since I had completely forgot about West Hollywood and Santa Monica, I actually went to West Hollywood by accident, completely forgetting my plan that I was gonna fucking show up to the wrong courthouse and all this. I actually showed up to West Side. They're like, you had to go to Santa Monica. We told you. And I was like, oh fuck, and I was like, fuck it, man. This is what I wanted to do anyway. So it is what it is. So I get another court date. I show up back to West Hollywood. I plead not guilty again with a failure to appear. And then I go to the right date in Santa Monica. And I go see this judge. And there's like a whole bunch of people in front of me, and there's a few people behind me. And I'm like the sixth person that's like, oh, you have a red light ticket and a failure to appear. And everybody's is like, okay, do you want OR, which is like they released you on your own reconnaissance, which means you're not paying for the ticket until you get found guilty. So everyone either gets OR when they request it, or this judge just, go pay this amount or whatever the fuck it is. But soon as it came to my turn, of which I'm not doing anything to fucking stand out. This is the first time I've ever been to this fucking court building. I've never been here before, right? But I noticed that there's a fucking GoPro in the corner of the room, hidden, like that's recording the entire room. And this judge goes, you have a failure to appear, this. I go, why do you have a failure to appear? She asked me. I go, oh, I went to Santa Monica. I went to West Hollywood when I was supposed to come here. She's like, okay. She sits back and goes, listen, I'm gonna raise your bail to $10,000, okay? And you need to go see a bail bondsman in order to pay bond, right? And I know traffic court. So what this bitch did was, if it was under $10,000 for an infraction, like if I never showed up, she couldn't put like a be on the lookout, right? She couldn't put a bolo on me. So in this case, because the bail is now above $10,000, $10,000 and above, if I failure to appear, it's not like if a cop stops me, it's like, hey, you never showed up for court. It's like, no, they're looking for me now. There's a big difference, especially if I post bond, because now you have bondsmen that are on your ass. So I was like, what the fuck? I was like, let me ask you a question. I was like, there's like 6 people with the same exact charge. How come you didn't hit any of them with the $10,000 fucking bill? Why you doing me like this, right? And I'm still being polite to the judge, because I'm always polite to fucking judges. I'm polite to everybody, right? But I'm not an idiot either, so I'm asking her the question, like, what made my case so different that you put a $10,000 bond on me? She's like, well, every case is different. And I was like, and you have to pay bond and this. I was like, dude, what the fuck, homie? I was like, you got me twisted, Your Honor. I was like, I'm not paying $10,000 for an infraction. She's like, well, you have to. So I paused and I took him a second to really think about it. And she's like, well, what's your plea, right? And I had to make another plea there of guilty, not guilty, what I'm gonna do. So I told her, check this out, Your Honor. I refuse to make a plea on the grounds that I feel like you're biased towards me, and I feel like your bias has already kind of violated certain rights of mine, and I feel like if I make a plea, you're gonna violate my constitutional rights. So I refuse to make a plea on those grounds, and I refuse to pay bond, because in my head I'm thinking like, the fuck are you gonna do to me? Okay, I have an infraction. Okay, I have a failure to fucking appear. Okay, if I tell you fuck you, I'm not paying. You can book me. What she can do right then and there is say, okay, I'm putting you in handcuffs, which is great for me. Do that. Even fucking better. Because by the time you arrest me and then you check me in, I'm already getting checked out. It's a fucking infraction. It's a ticket. Not only are you gonna just take my fingerprints and release me, but now it's time served on this fucking ticket. I'm not paying a fucking penny out of pocket. It's like, fuck it. All right, put me in. Waste your fucking time and dismiss my ticket through, time served. So she doesn't want to do that. She's like, no, you have to pay bond. I go, Your Honor, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. So the move is yours. I told you, I'm not posting bond, and I refuse to make a plea. She goes, sit down. And then she calls me once again after everyone has left. She's like, you have to. I'm like, I don't have to do anything. I'm not posting bond, and I'm not gonna make a plea. All right, come back on this day. I go back on that day she asked me to go. Calls me up, last person, so I'm the only fucking person in that room. And again, she's telling me, did you decide what plea you're gonna make? And did you post bond? No, Your Honor, I did not post bond. I told you last time when I saw you that I refused to post bond, and I refused to post bail. I refused to make a plea as well, because I think you're gonna violate my constitutional rights. But on top of that, what I want to know is, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to file a complaint against you. Okay? And she sat back like, oh, is this the road you're gonna take? But she didn't expect what I was gonna fucking tell her. Because I told her, listen, not only am I gonna file a complaint against you, but I want you to give me the information to file the complaint. So, Your Honor, who has jurisdiction over you? And that's when she turned red. And she said, Judge so-and-so. And I said, okay, is Judge so-and-so from the same courthouse? Because every courthouse is different, right? She says, yeah, he's the judge next door. I go, no. I don't want to file a complaint with a judge from the same courthouse. Who has jurisdiction over you in California? Who swore you in? So I would like to get that person's information so I could file a complaint to that person. And she fucking paused, dude, like, oh, fuck, this motherfucker knows too many things type of thing. Like, you know, I've never had to deal with this. Someone fucking saying they're not gonna post bail, they're not gonna make a plea, and they're asking about who has legal jurisdiction over me, like as a judge, right? So she gives me the information, hesitating, right? She goes inside, and now I'm talking to the bailiff. I'm like, hey, you guys need to transfer this ticket to fucking Van Nuys, because you guys are fucking doing something shady over here. Whatever the fuck it is, send me to wherever the fuck I know, where the judges know me, where the bailiffs know me, because I'm not dealing with this shit. Obviously, they refused to do all that. But before the judge sent me, she goes, next time I expect you to come with a lawyer. Come next time. I go, and she goes, did you post bail? No, Your Honor, I told you I refused to post bail. And I told you I'm not making a plea, and that's the case today. She said, did you get a lawyer? I go, yeah, I actually did get a lawyer. She goes, what's the lawyer's name? And I said the lawyer's first name, like let's say John, for example, right? I'm like, his first name is John. And she goes, does he have a last name? I go, yeah, Your Honor, he does, but I don't know his last name. She goes, what do you mean? So you got a lawyer and you don't know his last name? I go, yeah, exactly. And that was the truth, because I actually knew this lawyer. So I know people by their first name. I don't give a fuck what people's last name is, right? So she's like, okay, I don't believe you, but anyways, come again on this date. So this is the fucking like 4th or 5th time I'm going for this stupid fucking ticket. That's a red light ticket. A fucking camera ticket at that, right? So the next time I go with my lawyer, which is actually a bomb-ass criminal lawyer, and I tell him the case, and I told him, man, like, this is what this bitch is gonna do to me, she's gonna find me guilty no matter what the situation is. Like, there's no way this bitch is gonna let this fucking slide. And yeah, I'm talking to her like she's a bitch, because she was a bitch, judge or not. I respect the fucking position, but I don't respect her fucking stupid bitch ass, right? Because it's like, nah, man, you're like, you wanted to fucking GoPro this shit, make it exciting, show your friends like how you're bullying people. Nah, you're getting punked in your own fucking courtroom. I ain't taking that shit, and I'm doing it in a slick way, and like, I'm not cursing, I'm not yelling, just calm. Like, this is it. I'm not posting bail. I'm not making a plea, because you're gonna violate my constitutional rights, and like, whoop-de-whoop. And I had a whole fucking speech. Like, I was ready for this motherfucker, right? So my lawyer said, look, I don't recommend you to make the complaint. And then he's like, let's just fight this ticket, and who's not only the person that like makes sure the red light is functioning and everything like on point, but she's also like the supposed police officer, right? And this is where the fucking fuckery starts, because it's like, how are you a police officer of so-and-so city, but you're here for a ticket given by a third-party company that's not government? They're just business associates of government. And not only are you here as a police officer using the camera as if it's your eyes and ears, because a police officer has to visually see you break the penal code in terms of like infractions. Like a cop can't come and knock on your door tomorrow and say, hey, they saw you speeding today, right? It's like, why didn't you stop me then? Why didn't you turn your lights on and stop me? What, you're gonna come like a year later as well? You know what I'm saying? So there's this visual thing that has to take place in terms of infractions, of which this police officer is kind of fucking his oath over, because he's not only showing up for a third fucking party, but he wasn't witness to this. He was only witness to the pictures taken, right? Or acting as if he's a witness based on the pictures taken. So, you know, my lawyer's like, you know, this is the thing. I was like, no, I fucking get it. That's what I was thinking too. You know, this fucking broad is trying to be in court as a witness wearing multiple hats. You know, you can't be the eyewitness police officer. You can't be the officer that signed off the ticket. Be the officer that checks and makes sure this license, this camera light is up to the standards, right? And sign off on that, because now there's a conflict of interest. So my lawyer's also bringing all this up, and it's like, hey, you know, you can't present this as evidence. So judge is like, okay, I'll allow that to thing. And okay, so those papers are out the window. Now the papers for that the cameras are functioning properly, they can't be accepted. She accepts that, the judge. And then my lawyer says something else. Yeah, we won't accept that as well. So now there's like absolutely no fucking evidence. The pictures don't matter, right? Checking on the cameras don't matter. And she still finds me guilty, right? And I told my lawyer, I was like, bro, I told you, like, there's no way around this. This bitch wants to fuck me over, you know? And he's like, okay, man, you know, he got my failure to appear dropped. He argued that and got that dropped. But the red light ticket was like $700 after all this bullshit. And I told him, dude, I'm just not gonna pay. I don't give a fuck. I'm not paying. Simple as that. Like, I'm not paying these motherfuckers a penny. What are they gonna do? Suspend my license? I'll drive suspended. I don't give a fuck. You know, I drove most of my life fucking suspended because of these cocksuckers doing stupid things like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not paying you guys. You got me fucking twisted like a motherfucker, bro. I'm not about to pay you guys for your fucking treachery and your fucking corrupt ass system. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna waste your time. You can waste the taxpayers' money and not get paid, and then what? And that's what I did. And I'm sure that shit's probably still in fucking collections. And good thing for California, they decided, you know what? It's better off that people like traffic tickets go to collections rather than suspend your license, and you be able to drive to work and pay taxes. We benefit more from you doing that than for us to continue just, you know, if you didn't pay a ticket, now your license is suspended, now you can't move around, and then all this other fucking problems, right? So they passed the law like literally months after that, but I already didn't fucking pay. I wasn't gonna pay either fucking way. And now that shit just gonna fucking rot in collections for however the fucking long, you know? I can die, you can try and get it from my corpse, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So that's the fucking crazy story of this corrupt ass bitch ass judge that tried to get me on a $10,000 bond on a red light camera fucking ticket. Imagine that. So yeah, solo YOLO bolo. Peace, you guys.